We're here at Leyton Orient. We actually stood in the Justin Edinburgh stand, which is quite poignant. Firstly, how was your 2-day training camp? How are the boys looking?
Yeah, I think firstly we are in the Justin Edinburgh stand, and it's always a privilege to be connected with Justin. You know, he was brilliant for the Gills, absolutely legendary here for what he achieved, and getting them promotion, etc. And some of the stuff on YouTube we'll remember forevermore. But in typical him, having a few beers, winning at football, having a few beers, love of his family, all very clear, and his love of all the clubs he played for shared as well. So it's nice to be in here. But it's just in Edinburgh, if he was in my position, it was reversed. He'd want to win. So we want to come here and give a good account of ourselves. And it's going to be a tough against a team that, had the season continued, I don't think anyone's got any doubt Leyton Orient might be in League One. Such was the quality they'd assembled.
As for your team, how are we lining up this afternoon?
Well, we need to get minutes continually into different players. A lot of change in system as well. So Big Magoma will come in, Mags will come in. So in terms of how we'll play, Jack Bonham in goal, Ryan Jackson on the right, Conor Ogilvie on the left. Mags will come in centrally between Jack Tucker and Zach Medley. Pushed into midfield, a man of many positions, I said when we signed him. Robbie will come into midfield. He'll play in there with Stuart O'Keefe and Carl Dempsey. And up front we'll have Jordan Graham, played that role many times as well, with Vidane Oliver.
So big V up front, and of course you'll have several options from the bench, which I'm sure you'll be hoping for when the season starts, that you've got plenty of options to look around and change a game if you need it. Yeah,
I don't think there's any secret we need to add to the group. You know, we're here, what we've got here, 16, 17 players, so we need to add 2 or 3, but our chairman's working hard on that, as he did with Mags. We've been away for a few days, as you know, down in Essex, and the boys have worked incredibly hard every day. We've been there, really hard, double sessions, treble session yesterday. So there'll be a few little bits of stiffness about today, and I think I've spoken to 5 or 6 managers, you know, Kenny Jackett in the last few days. Are they ready for Stevenage in the Carabao today? His words, no. They may go there and win, but they're not where they need to be. I think it's unprecedented times, as we know. This nasty virus has affected the whole of the world, really, the whole world's population. But from our point of view, we're probably ideally 3 or 4 weeks away, but we don't have 3 or 4 weeks. We have till next Saturday to be ready to play against Southend, and obviously anyone who wants to look at not just our opening day fixture, I'm asking our supporters to look at the opening 7 at home. 6 teams out of 7 that will be in the top 7 for sure at the end of the season, top 7 or 8, and in between that Wimbledon, who beat us twice. So it's a real tough introduction at Priestfield, but mixed with that, it's tougher weekend. Proper League One this year, toughest probably of all time really this season.
Well, the last time League One was considered extremely tough. I think you had a pretty good season, didn't you? Yeah,
I think we'd have gone close to the playoffs ourselves. We speak about Leyton Orient. I think, personally speaking, we might have just fallen short. Different people have different opinions. Spoke to a couple of managers, spoke to Fergie this week, who said, no, I thought you'd get in there. I think they might have thought they'd gone automatic, and I certainly did. So from our point of view, it's not about what happened pre-COVID, what happened with season ending, what happened with points per game, nonsense like that. It's not points per game now. You have to get out there and produce the performances that see you get the points on the board. Today's interesting. We're trying 2 or 3 little things. It's not just the 3 at the back we're trying different permutations in midfield, how they're going to play. We're asking different. We've worked on that a little bit on the training ground. But we would not be doing this type of thing if we didn't have to practice it before the start of a new season. We need to know what we've got in our locker with different systems, and we'll try some of those today. Will they work? And you never know until you play a game.
Of course, with League One, I was also referencing your time at Rotherham when you got promoted in a very tough division. But looking forward to next week, in the back of your mind, do you already know your starting 11, or is that going to be influenced what happens not just today, but in the next 4 or 5 days in training?
I think it'll also be influenced by what happens in the transfer market. There's all right clubs without naming them want to speak in the press. They want to speak to our chairman, don't they? Not to newspapers. Newspapers, as far as I know of, probably never bought a club in their life. They've got many a player transfer, and they've got many a player in England cap and Scotland cap, but they've never transferred a player or bought a player. So if people are wanting to do business, and we're receptive as we are for any player, because every player has a value. We don't want to lose anyone. We're trying to add to the group. We've ideally, by certainly within Saturday or a week on Saturday, we'll have 3 or 4 more new additions to the group. But we have to only bring people in that we think at some stage in the season will command a shot, not just be a squad player.